Good morning. Working on a spreadsheet. Oh, yeah, the gubernatorial candidates. Yeah. And Nicole, grumble, grumble this morning. Welcome in, all the writers. Hello, hello, hello. Make sure we're tapping. I'm sorry, Lenati. I'll dance for you. Fun fact, my husband does not dance. He sways. But if you get him to drink the spirits and then put this song on, he will dance. Mike, you don't have a playlist yet? He's too white. I don't know. I just don't think he enjoys dancing. I don't know. But we went to a Halloween party and it was like free drinks because you paid ahead of time, almost like an all-inclusive thing. We were three sheets to the wind, as my fellow white people say. And this song came on and it was just like, yeah, time to dance. Good morning, good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. I appreciate you being here today. Let me make sure I unmute for Twitch and Tubes. Guys, can we keep tapping that screen up and get up to 2,000 likes and I can bring work wife up? I would appreciate it so very much. But if you're over on the TikTok, keep tapping, keep doing the good things. Make sure you are sharing out the live. You can repost it, you can add it to your story, you can share it to 5 of your friends. Create some friend groups. We have a bunch of TikTok chat groups that you can do. and send them to. Do your daily heart me if you have not done so. Eli, that's that little heart that's next to my name. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. Make sure you do your daily heart me. There it is. Eli. And do all the good things. I still have, some roses left. If we could get the rose goal accomplished, that would be wonderful. It helps push us onto the algorithm. So we can have conversations. If we can't have conversations, that's fine too. We will go through my outline as we always do. I'm also multi-streaming. So if you're watching me on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button for me, please. That would be wonderful. That does help me, help push us out here. I would appreciate it. Also, you can become a member on YouTube. You can send super chats. It does help me see your chats in the stream when it starts going too fast. It's really helpful. I appreciate it. And I'm also on Twitch, where you can also subscribe. I see you guys over there. Hi, Dragons Kelt. Hi, Yami. And I've got stickers over there for you. You can send bits, fun little things. Do remember that TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube take a portion, a decent portion of anything that's sent over there, which is why I have my 100 goal that I have every single day. Guys, this is my job. This is how I pay my bills. So if you want to check out the link tree in my bio on all platforms, I have Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal, that we can start getting that goal down today while I'm here. I would appreciate it. Hello.
Hello. I am reporting to you from Idaho.
Oh, Idaho now. Oh, that means you're probably mountain time, like me.
Yeah, it's 10:07.
People need help. Is what it needs. Therapy. Therapy. All right, we will get started. Sam, I inspired you to become a political creator. Oh, you're welcome. Godspeed. That's all I can say. Okay, let's get started this morning. We are going to start out with a poll on election stuff. So, we have our Red Bull. Oh my gosh, that's so pretty, Peter. Thank you. We have our Red Bull, Good Boy, Golden Retriever, Harry Enton back to give us a poll, some polling on certain to vote in the midterm. So, demographics and political parties that are most certain to come out, most likely and most certain to come out and vote. Usually we see that it's Democrats usually who are more willing to come out. And the more that you guys make Struggle Bus what you think is Struggle Bus for Democrats, you make it for rural areas, it's actually going to be harder for them to vote. So that's going to be a problem for you to have to deal with. I know, Peter, I was happy. It actually went on my face. I was hoping that too. If I'm bigger and like half of the screen, that's what I was hoping with this design, that maybe the gifts will actually stick with me. I can't promise anything because I saw some heart me's go on him already. All right. So here is Harry Enton with that polling on most certain to vote.
Oh, my line. Gosh darn it, Johnny V. Just take a look here. I think this is so important. Absolutely certain to vote in November. Look at this. You include Democrats, Democratic leaders. We're talking about 75% of them say those voters are absolutely certain to turn out to vote in November. Look at this. Significantly higher than the Republicans at 67%. That's an 8-point advantage right here. Why is that so important? Because zone out, look at the generic ballot. Who are you going to vote for come November? If you look at Democrats versus Republicans on the generic ballot, among all voters, it's Democrats up by 5. But look at that. Certain to vote, absolutely certain to vote. That lead goes through the roof. There's a 9-point advantage. So Democrats nearly double their lead on the generic ballot because their voters are far more certain to actually turn out and vote this November.
And this changes how you campaign, too.
I didn't say people can't vote after the SCOTUS ruling. What do you mean? You asked who can't vote after the SCOTUS ruling. I didn't make that claim.
Get these guys.
They're just more disenfranchised.
Certain to vote to the polls as opposed to persuading others. It just changes the dynamic when people say they're absolutely going to show up there. So what has history told us in terms of that party that has the advantage of certainty?
Okay, so this to me is what is so nutter butter, right? You see this Democratic advantage right here? I went back and looked at all the polling I could at this point in the cycle. And what do we see? This is the first time since at least 2010 in which Democrats said they were more certain to vote in the midterm elections than Republicans. You can see that Democratic advantage here. In 2022, it was a Republican advantage. In 2018, it was tied, which of course was the first time that Donald Trump was not really on the ballot, but, was in the minds of voters in a midterm election. It was tied back then. 2014 Republicans, 2010 Republicans. Of course, 2010, 2014, 2022 were all years in which Republicans went on to win the House of Representatives.
I don't know why he
and
says
this year,
these things.
extremely different, extremely unusual. Democrats are fired up to a historic degree, and that is why you see their lead nearly doubling on the generic ballot. And of course, we've seen that in the special election so far, where Democrats, of course, have been outrunning Kamala Harris by double digits in all of them.
They took back the House when they were just tied. This time, they're ahead. So what are the prediction markets saying about the Democratic chances today?
Yeah, okay. So you take a look, the chance that Democrats win the House according to the Cash prediction market. On January 1, it was 77%. April 28th, about a week ago, before, of course, the redistricting ruling from the Supreme Court came down, 85%. It's 79% today. A little bit down from where we were a week ago, but Democrats still in the catbird seat when it comes to.
Right. So this is, again, it's fucking betting markets. I hate the betting markets, but it is what it is. It's where we are. We know with the SCOTUS ruling, they have to redraw their map. And also they're in the process of delaying their primaries to be able to do this map and not allowing any legal challenges to said map once it's drawn. So there's going to be a lot of disenfranchised, disillusioned, and voters that are going to feel out of luck, feel like they lost their Democratic representation because of this. But still, even still with that, and that's being a catalyst for other states to attempt, other states are going to have legal challenges. But for other states to attempt to redraw, it's still the betting markets are showing that the Democrats are going to win back the House.
Taking back
This
the
is probably the redistricting decision, Supreme Court in some of these states that may be adding some new measures to their maps, shall we say. All right, Harry, we just talked a lot about the midterms, but what if it's not enough? What if I wanted to find out more about the midterms?
If you wanted to find out more about the midterms, why don't you tune in tomorrow night, CNN.com subscriber series.
What are
Submit your
these
questions now.
pictures? You're telling me you guys couldn't get better pictures of yourself than this? What are we doing? What is this?
I mean, you're talking about a man who said
look at
butter
him.
butter.
Look at him. That was a terrible freezer. Yeah, I know. I don't.
He kind of looks like Mr. Bean.
That's him.
He looks like Mr.
He
Bean.
kind of does look like Mr. Bean.
Are you gonna look at me and tell me I'm wrong?
No.
Okay.
Now, submit them
Thank
now,
you.
and then we, Johnny B and I, two handsome fellas, me over here, Johnny B over here. Look at that smile. Well,
I have a halo. You can't
you
even
have a
circle
halo.
it.
You
Can't
can't
touch
even
this.
circle it. It's just so amazing. We'll answer those questions tomorrow night at 7 p.m. CNN.com/subscriber series. Submit your questions now.
What?
Okay. I don't care about that, but thank you, Harry. Oh, man. That's funny. Okay. So now we are going to get to, I have another thing of polling, which is going to get us into this small little section of information, which is polling on the ballroom. I showed you guys yesterday where the Senate Judiciary Committee of Republicans are proposing their reconciliation bill that they promised that they would do to fund CBP and ICE. Oh, but what they didn't say and what they are doing is slipping in $1 billion of taxpayer money to pay for the ballroom. So let's see how the American people are feeling about the fact that all they keep talking about is this goddamn ballroom when prices are up. We're at war because prices are up because we are at war, and how the American people are feeling about that.
So this morning, Republicans in Congress are now calling for $1 billion of taxpayer money for East Wing construction.
You guys can keep saying that. We know the past election polls aren't correct. That's not true. All of the polls that had her winning were within the margin of error because she was not doing well. She had a decent boost to begin with when she took over after Biden in the campaign when he finally stepped down, But it really, the momentum she had behind her on social media was bigger than what we were seeing in the polling. She was within the margin of error. It did make sense that for her to lose. That wasn't an impossible thing. That's silly.
At the White House. This would be security for the new proposed ballroom that the president swore would be funded with all private donations. Now, on social media, the president just wrote that the cost.
That's a wild distraction. Did we forget Jeffrey Epstein was a registered Democrat? That's your boy. I'm not a Democrat, but sure, he was a registered Democrat. So was Donald Trump at the time, which you don't seem to bring up. But you're right. This has nothing to do with, when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein, as somebody who's currently reading Virginia Giuffre's book, this has nothing to do with Democrat or Republican. Go get them. Why has the DOJ not done anything to go after Bill Gates or Bill Clinton, who we know is a sex pest, or Woody Allen, or like, why haven't they done that? Go get him. I am totally with you. He was a registered Democrat. He had a lot of friends who were Democrats because he had a lot of power and influence. Go get him. I'm with you.
Has gone up because the ballroom is now twice the size and of far higher quality than what was originally proposed. CNN chief data analyst Harry Enton is here. Harry, just basic question, like how popular is the ballroom?
You know, I never thought I'd be discussing ballrooms with John Berman, but here we go. It's the ballroom heard around the world. And, you know, I recall the shot heard around the world, Bobby Thompson, 51. That was popular. This is most certainly not popular. I mean, just take a look here. Okay, privately paid. This is a privately paid, and now, of course, we're talking about potential public funds going to it for the security. Privately paid new White House ballroom. Look at this. In October of 2025, 56% opposed it, just 28% supported. Now, after all of the press that the president and Republicans have been trying to make in terms of making this ballroom popular, you know how much it's moved in terms of popular opinion? It hasn't moved at all. It's just as unpopular now as it was in October.
Okay, we got to do this. We have to keep doing this. You said, why didn't Dems go get him? You're right. Why didn't they? Probably because they were in there too. Yeah. Why didn't Congress do a job at all the way back, even before Clinton, right? Why didn't they do that? I can absolutely admonish them for that. That's fucking terrible. I'm glad you and I agree about the past. Who's in charge right now? Who are the only people who can effectuate change now? I agree with you. They didn't do anything. That's fucking ridiculous. Children were harmed. Women were harmed. Who's sitting in the chair now? What are they doing? You said Jeffrey was convicted in 2008. You're right. Under whose administration? Who gave him the deal? Oh, it was a man by the name of Alexander Acosta who gave Jeffrey Epstein the sweetheart deal. What did Alexander Acosta go on to do? There was something pretty big. Oh, he was appointed to Trump's cabinet in his first term to be the Secretary of Labor. And then the day after Epstein was arrested in 2019, Alexander Acosta resigned. Okay. Glad we could get that.
Is 56% opposed, just 28% support. And I will note, Mr. Berman, that I have my little nugget down here, just 18% of independents support it.
But focus up. Congress is planning to pass in a reconciliation budget, which does not require 60 votes, so they do not need any Democratic votes for this reconciliation bill. They plan to pass it, okay, with just the 50. And it is including $1 billion for the ballroom that he said we wouldn't be paying for at all. Focus on the fact that he lied to you. Focus on the fact that this is not popular with the American people.
Ballroom is simply put unpopular.
28% doesn't seem very high. Put 28% in perspective.
Yeah, I'm going to put 28% in some perspective to you, because to me, as I said at the beginning, I never thought I'd be talking about ballrooms, because ballrooms are just not my style. But Americans who support or believe in ghosts, that comes in at 39%. How about telepathy? That comes in at 29%.
Why?
And the new White House ballroom comes in below both of those at 28%. So the bottom line is this.
What
this
is
new
that?
White House ballroom.
Enton, come on. What are we doing? I mean, I guess we're comparing. More people support or believe in ghosts and telepathy than the ballroom, which is insane, but sure.
Is most certainly not popular. More Americans believe in ghosts, and slightly more, though within the margin of error, believe in telepathy. And I will note that our cameraman right now is laughing like nobody's business.
I guess what? What is that? Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
I wanted to add a couple of things, right?
Sure.
So we don't have the full text of the bill yet because it's not really
Correct.
out. And technically, Congress is on recess for this week, technically, which they'll also be at the end of the month because yay, Memorial Day.
Well, they don't
They get the
work,
days off too.
so
Anyway,
yeah.
yeah, they don't. But so when it comes to reconciliation, there are important things that people need to remember with that. They cannot exceed the reconciliation budget that was established last year, which means if we are funding $1 billion towards ballroom security, they have to cut additional social benefits. They're increasing the military budget. They are upholding at least the Department of Homeland Security budget, or they're trying to increase it. I'm not sure on that one at the top of my head, like offhand.
For what?
The DHS budget, ICE.
Oh, yeah. No, they were going to increase it from what I saw.
Yeah. And this all has to be approved by fudge buckets. What's that position called again? I lost my train of thought on that because cars were loud driving by me. The parliamentarian.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay, I got it right before Peabody typed it. Yes, I got it right before Peabody. Ha 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 ha. Anyways, and they're the ones that decide like whether something violates the rules or not, and that it's within that budget. God, why is this road so popular right now? Dude, like it's a road that basically goes nowhere. It's the shortest road. It's a block, and no one drives down it normally. Anyway, it's just like now all y'all want to drive down it when I'm on it. Just whatever. But so just keep that in mind when the next one comes out. When we get to see the bill, we get to go through and review what additional budgets are they cutting. Remember, we've already removed 2.4 million Americans off of SNAP, where the Medicaid new rules are going to go into effect October 1st, 2026. Where we're going to see more people stripped from Medicaid and Medicare.
A lot of education funding has gone down as well.
That is also true. So just keep that in mind, guys. This is what you get for
falling for the con. BR, you asked me what NGO is paying me. Specifically, it is George Soros, guys. So make sure, remember, we do our BLM bake sale every single month. So make sure that you guys are getting in for May if you haven't paid your dues to me so that I can pay them to George Soros. So 100 left in my goal. We are about 30 minutes into the show. If we could start doing that, that would be wonderful. The Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal are in the pay links in my bio, since that seems to be a problem with y'all.
Also, National Antifa meeting is to be held on May 32nd. So get ready, mark your calendar.
What time is that again? Is it at 1400 or is it at 1776?
Well, it was
It's
1775, and then we added an extra minute.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
It's actually at 1943.
Oh, okay. Okay. Writing that down.
Very exact. Yeah. We're going back to the true Antifa movement, okay?
And the stupid liberal is very mad in the YouTube chat specifically about the Epstein stuff, which is funny because he brought it up. I didn't even bring it up. Talking about now it's on Trump, huh? Well, Trump was the one who mentioned it. He probably should not have spoken up on Fox News and said that he was going to release it, and then did everything in his power to try to stop the release of it, and Congress had to circumvent him, very specifically a few members of Congress, 218 signatures in the Congress, had to come out and go against him because he was trying his hardest not to release the files, which technically they're still breaking the law because they haven't released everything. Todd Blanchard says they're moving on and don't plan to see prosecutions for this, which I think is a problem because, you know, there are high-profile people that harmed children involved in this. Again, this idea that because the Democrats didn't do shit and were fuckwats and didn't do anything with Epstein, for some reason gives Trump the carte blanche to also not do anything is silly to me. Maybe now that it's finally out in the open, we should do something about it. People didn't know about Harvey Weinstein and didn't come out. Like, that would be silly. That would be like, why didn't they get him 10 years ago? I don't know. People weren't talking about it 10 years ago. They're talking about it now.
True. Tennessee has officially unveiled their new suggested redistricting map. So have fun. Look that up. And there was something else I was going to say before I went back inside, and now I'm distracted by sounds.
Well,
Hold on. Oh, look.
okay. Do you want me to drop you down, Audie?
Oh, I remember now.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, 1 second. I literally like stared until the sound went away. Okay. What are the odds that Brian now calls your show
Probably will.
and gets mad at you about how you say Iran?
I guess be mad that you can't do that with your tongue. I don't know. That's the only thing that they get mad.
Holy fuck, this map is
Anyways, okay, bye. Love you.
I love you. Okay. Oh,
I'll just send it to you.
yeah, just send it
Well,
to me.
no, the new proposed map.
It's gonna go. Which state? Sorry.
Tennessee,
Oh, it's gonna go to court.
hopefully.
It'll
I
go
just
to
sent you the
court.
photo
They don't
of it.
have. It's not like the SCOTUS decision didn't like carte blanche for the entire nation. They will have to go to court. Louisiana is just very specific that they have to redraw their map, and they don't really have the right to go back to court right now. But they're gonna go back to court. Way of the ballroom. Trump
Yeah,
is tweeting
ballroom.
we're at war right now, guys, but it's fine because the White House ballroom is going up rapidly on the east side of the White House. The only reason the cost has changed is because after deep-rooted studies, did he have like a surveyor maybe? It is approximately twice the size and a far higher quality than the original proposal, which would not have been adequate to handle the necessary events, meetings, and even future inaugurations. The original price was $200 million. The double-sized, highest quality completed project will be something less than $400 million. So why are they asking for $1 billion? It will be magnificent, safe, and secure. This was a necessary change. It was done long ago, but the fake news failed to report it, trying to make it look like there was a cost overrun. Actually, it is coming in ahead of schedule and under budget. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. So, that's an issue, specifically because Congress is asking for $1 billion for this shit when he told everybody this.
And I'm paying for it. I'm paying for it. The country is not. We're donating.
I forgot that part, by the way. I forgot that when he originally proposed this, he said that he was going to pay for it. And then he got private donations. And now Congress?
A $400 million ballroom, myself and donors are giving them free of charge for nothing. We did this no charge to the taxpayer whatsoever. Rich people and people are putting up the money, zero taxpayer dollars. I think it'll cost $250 million, and it will be, I think, the finest. It's about $300 million. Approximately $400 million. I think I'll do it for less, but it's $400. I should do it for less. I will do it for less. But just in case I say $400, and I'm paying for it.
You guys got. He lied. You're just going to have to accept that at some point. That he lied to you. Or maybe you've accepted it and you just don't care. It could be that. You could just not care. Which happens. All right. So let's move on to some Iran stuff, right? I would like to go into this truth from Trump real quick, which is both peace and war at the same time. If anybody has seen crude oil today and the market today, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot better. I wonder why. Oh, could it be because the President of the United States is manipulating the market with his truths? Based on the request of Pakistan and other countries, the tremendous military success that we have had during the campaign against the country of Iran, and additionally, the fact that great progress has been made toward a complete and final agreement with representatives of Iran, we have mutually agreed that while the blockade will remain in full force and effect, Project Freedom, the movement of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, will be paused for a short period of time to see whether or not the agreement can be finalized and signed. As far as I've seen, Iran said fuck off. But thank you for calling the stream. Can I get your age, state, and who you voted for?
My name is Tess. I just turned 18 as of today, and I haven't voted for anyone yet.
Okay, why'd you call in?
My main just question was, so why is what is your issue with Trump in particular?
I don't think that any of his policies are beneficial for the American people.
Okay, that's fair. But my counterpoint is,
Mhm.
out of the two that we had, was Trump better?
No. But I
Was
don't
Trump
relitigate
better?
the election. It's too late. He won.
That's fair. Props to you for not being the typical extremist on either side that hates the other one for just random reasons.
No, I have
I-
legitimate reasons.
Yeah, see, good for you. I hate people that are extremists. My other question is, what are your thoughts on the thought that that this isn't a new war as much as it's been something that's been going on since the 50s?
Well, the aspect of armed conflict is new, though. Has there been that would be like saying that China's been at war with Taiwan all this time. They haven't actively been at war. They have a very tumultuous relationship. We have a tumultuous relationship with Iran. We have had for a long time, but maybe if we weren't in the Middle East constantly and supporting Israel, doing whatever they wish to do, it wouldn't have been such an issue. But we were the ones who started this with Israel in this conflict specifically.
Sorry, I'm sick. My thought on that is that back in the 50s, we started this whole thing back when I think it was Eisenhower had CIA operatives in the Middle East, dismantling governments there, which was neither here nor there. That's its own weird thing. But
Well, it's bad, right?
yeah, I mean, as much as the next evil person is evil, you can't just kind of go in and kill them all the time.
Right.
Not really how that works. But nevertheless, that happened. So doing that, I would say we've been at war with Iran for years. Neither side is perfect. And when I look at it from the point of, if I'm someone, and I've met people who have haven't been there recently, but have came from that area within the last 5 or 10 years and
Sure.
moved to other countries in Europe or whatever, and they've said that they're fine with dismantling the government that's there, and which I agree with.
Yeah,
and
I
wanna be
wouldn't have any problem with that.
are you-
They're an authoritarian regime who do not treat their people well. I don't have any issue with that.
So we agree on that.
Sure.
So we agree that that's fine. But my thought is, how would you have gone about it?
Well, I would not have pulled out of the JCPOA for one. We would have been in the process of renegotiating it last December instead of trying to come up with a completely new deal. And then I wouldn't have been supplying Israel with the weaponry to bomb them while you were trying to negotiate with them, which we have done multiple times now.
Okay, but counterpoint to that, the reason we have to keep supplying Israel is because without Israel's help, we have no forward base of operations besides their aircraft that are in the Mediterranean Sea, which, while the most powerful aircraft carriers on the world and will forevermore be, still need base operations in order to move food, troops, and supplies through. And we've always had an alliance with Israel.
Why do we need to be over there?
Why do I need to be over there? So look at it from this point, right? Who supplies, and this is a major geopolitical scale, right? Who supplies Russia with their drones? It's Iran, right? So if we get rid of Iran and Iran's oil and Iran's drones, well, then that saves lives in Ukraine.
No, but that's not why we have bases in the Middle East and in other places. It's not just Iran.
We have bases everywhere because we realized after 1940s, when the German Third Reich decided to go crazy, that we needed defense everywhere and to basically patrol the world because no one else was going to do it. And the U.S. was the only one that said, fine, screw y'all, we'll do it.
Sure, but that was because of that. Do we still need to be there now?
Yes, very much so, because you can't have, you got to think about it, right? There's two different, we're thinking of it from the first one.
Would you mind, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but would you mind, I don't know if it's because your phone is on a surface or the vibrate is like, it is so loud over
I'm
you
sorry,
talking?
I'm sorry, it's probably messing up the stream, isn't it?
It's just really loud over you talking because you speak softly, which is totally fine. I'd prefer that over yelling, but it is just like very, very loud.
I'm sorry, my basketball group chat is going crazy.
Okay, it's just every so often it's like, burr, burr. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm sorry, yeah, I may have to just speed through what I was trying to say. That way it doesn't annoy the crap out of you, because that's what I'm here trying to do. Where was I? 1940s Germany. Where was I again? Germany.
Why it's beneficial for us to still be over there even after.
Yes, thank you.
Mhm.
So my thought is, think of it as so we're thinking of it from a first world country, right? They're a third world country, and they have a completely different religion and mindset than we do, right? For instance, Islam is completely different from Christianity.
It's not. They're actually very closely related.
Well, they very are. The difference is when the split between Esau and Jacob. That's where the whole religion splits.
Sure.
But the mindset is different, right? Like most Muslims, right, are pretty chill, right?
Sure.
I've met plenty of Muslims. Most of them are pretty chill. But there's still a select few that take things way too radical, like there is in everything, right?
Like Mike Johnson
they-
looking for the red heifers to bring about Armageddon in Christianity.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, no, you can't. No. There's a difference. The reason the Muslims, we hear about it more and they do it more, is because it's so compact and they're in basically their holy land, right? So they feel as if they have to basically bully everyone into submission, like biblically, if you're taking like it from a biblical perspective.
Does Israel not feel that way?
Israel does, because biblically they were promised their land.
No.
And
when was Israel a state?
what now?
When was Israel made a state?
1968 by officially recognized in 1968.
Officially recognized, sure. But they were sent there in the 40s, right? It's not like this was a place that they were.
No, they were there. If you're taking from a historical context, yes, they have been there for thousands of years. Israel had to flee that area back during, I think it was the Crusades, when the Holy Roman Empire came in and kind of just burned everything up.
Sure, but they think they have some religious right to this land. Iran and other people of Islamic faith also think that they have religious right to this land. I don't give a shit about religion. I think you believe what you want to believe. I have no problem with that. Practice your faith, but do not push it onto other people and do not use it to start wars or genocide humans. So that's where I have an issue, is we as a country, as a power country, are just allowing Israel to bring us into something that really just has nothing to do with us. We could have just done a deal with Iran or kept the deal with Iran in regards to the JCPOA, and we would not be in this position. They don't even know why we're there.
No one. Well, you got to think about it, right? No one knows why we're there, except for the fact, right, that it's basically like, think of it like we're back in the 70s. It's basically another Cold War between us and Russia and China,
Sure,
right?
it has been since the Cold War quote unquote ended, but we're still.
No, it never.
But it never did. Yeah.
No, it just moved. The main benefactor of the Cold War went from Russia to China.
Sure.
That's how it is, right?
Mhm.
But you got to think about it. We can't fight China straight up, and China can't fight us straight up.
Mhm.
One, millions of casualties. Two, the GOP on a geopolitical scale would just crash and burn, and we'd all be.
Yeah, we started.
Screwed beyond our belief.
We and them started fucking up and funding the Middle East. We started doing it in South America, in Central America. Yeah, we've been doing that for decades. Us and them.
Yeah, so it's basically just a continuation of the Cold War. So when you're looking at that, the only reason we're doing it is to get an edge up on China, which I'm kind of fine with, because I would rather us have the oil and the stuff to give to our allies than Russia and China have it.
I would
And
agree with you, and I hear this argument a lot, but the problem with that is that you sound like a much smarter person than the Trump administration and Trump himself, because when he is questioned constantly about the things that China is doing, reporting on China giving weaponry to Iran, reporting on China hacking into our databases and our intelligence here in the United States, all he says is, it is what it is. We do it to them. They do it to us. It does not sound like he actually cares about making sure that China is a partner, or at the very least, a partner, right? At the very most, that we are weakening them as a country so that we are not having one superpower over the other. He's not doing that. So your strategy sounds smarter than the Trump strategy. I would agree with you there, but that's not what he's doing.
yeah, because well, you got to think about it we can say this because we live in like a free country, right? And we have no repercussions to whatever we say, right? Besides what people think about us, right?
Sure.
On like a smaller scale, he has to watch, and that's why China can't just come out and say we're gonna do whatever we want to do, because then on a geopolitical scale, it's like, okay, now there's more repercussions. For instance, if they said, hey, we're going to go attack India for this reason, then it's like, okay, now everyone's pissed at China. Same thing with the U.S. is like, hey, we, because it's a big country, right? You can't attack India because it's a big country, right?
Sure.
And even though if they beat India, it would give them a major geopolitical win and they'd have more land and more population. So China has to do the same thing that we're doing, just on a different scale. For instance, China is doing the thing where they are buying up farmland in the U.S. and it's like they're just taking small wins where they can.
No, I
Trump
agree
can't
with
just
you.
come
I
out.
agree with you. I just don't think this administration is doing anything to combat that. I do not think that the way that they are attacking Iran and this back and forth that he does to manipulate the markets on Friday and it all falls to shit on Monday, I do not think that that is actually hurting China. I think it's hurting us. I do not think that it is working the way that he wants it to work. This is not a popular war, and it's not beneficial in any way.
Which I agree. I disagree with, because I think it is hurting China in the way that we're taking oil from China. For instance, China is running out of oil reserves at this point because they can't get it.
And Europe is about to be running out of jet fuel as well. Like this hurt everyone globally. It's hurting us. This is not just hurting China. I could understand if it was a tactic that was just hurting China. It's hurting the global markets, and that's the problem. And then on top of that, if Russia is our enemy like we say it is, we lifted and paused and then extended the pause on the sanctions of oil for them so that they could get like $14 billion in oil. Like this is not helping.
It looks like it's not helping, right?
No, there's
So
no economist who say that this is working out well globally.
globally, I would agree. It's bad for everyone, but it's worse for others. For instance,
Don't do that though. That's silly. That's jingoism. It's this idea that like, yeah, we're hurting, but they're hurting more. I'm supposed to feel good about that? I'm getting punched in the face by my government, but at least I'm not getting kicked in the face. Like that's a silly argument. Maybe what the Trump administration and any administration should do is actually do things that are diplomatic and beneficial for its people. There's no bullshit short-term pain, long-term gain here. There's nothing. They have no clue why they are over there. You might have an idea about what you think the outcome of why they're over there is. They don't know why they're there. They're there because Israel was going to bomb them. Israel told Trump, hey, bomb them with us. And Trump said, yep, you bet. You got it, because Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner want real estate.
which is oh, sorry, my dog is barking. Leave it. Which is fair, right? I mean, yeah, should we have like gone in and completely annihilated everything with Iran? No. But what we did at the time, which is when we went in and dismantled their entire government within 48 hours, that I think is fine. Like that is
Except
completely.
now we don't know who we're negotiating with, and so we don't know how to get out.
Except we do though, because we wiped out the government. They
Did we?
made a new.
Who's the leader?
Yeah, we wiped out. Isn't it the Ayatollah's like grandchild or something?
It's his son, so they didn't wipe out the government because his son took over the way his son was always planning to take over, just earlier.
But no, his son couldn't take over because if we remember his son was gay, isn't it? It wasn't he?
That's a
It wasn't
rumor
suspicious.
that's a rumor that Fox News is spreading and Trump is spreading. We have no actual reporting on that. What we do know is he's a recluse, and he's not very public. The only place I've heard that said is Trump and Jesse Waters on Fox News is the only place I've heard that said.
I've heard it said from BBC and whatever that Australian news outlet is as well.
But like, who are I guess not talking to, but who are J.D. Vance, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and Trump speaking to?
Diplomats, correct? Because there were diplomats
I don't know.
in places
Is
like
it?
Syria.
So there's still diplomats from Iran then? The regime did not end then.
Well, the regime can end while there's still being people. For instance, the Soviet Union ended, but there were still Soviets there.
Sure, he didn't change the core structure. He took out a bunch of people, yes, but he took out his dad. That's all that happened. And now the supposed leader, his son, is even more far right than his father was, and that's a problem. He could have just negotiated a deal. He is supposedly this art of the deal guy. And for some reason, he could not negotiate a deal or didn't want to and decided to start bombing. And now he's looking for a way out and he cannot find a way out. He's desperately looking for a way out because the amount of times that Donald Trump has said, we won, we're done. We're going to keep fighting though, but we won and we're done. We don't need the strait. I don't need the strait to be open for us to be done and we're done. Wait, open the strait, you crazy bastards. The strait needs to be open. Like, he does not know which way is up.
Only way to the only way, right? Like, for instance, we don't know if he tried for a deal, right?
We do.
Like, he could have.
We do know.
Well, how?
Because we have the Omani foreign minister who was over in Pakistan where they were doing talks with our government and with Iran. They were doing talks. We knew this. Caroline Leavitt even came out and said the reason that we stopped talks was because we were being lied to, which I guess, that happens in dealings. It doesn't give you the right to commit war crimes and just start bombing people. We were doing talks with them.
And for instance, when you're doing talks, how do we don't know what the lies are though, right? We could have had a
Sure.
CIA operative over there that's like, hey,
It takes
so
time,
they're
though.
telling us, yes, but we've had CIA operatives over there for years,
Right,
right?
but the JCPOA was like a 20-month-long deal. Like, it took time. It took almost 2 years to get together to do a deal with Iran and these other countries to get the JCPOA. And then Donald Trump pulled us out of it, and he's been trying now for years to try to get something with his name on it. But he wanted it quick. He thought that this would be like Venezuela. It would be in and out within 48 hours, wouldn't be that big a deal. Unfortunately for him, Iran is like twice the fucking size and 90 million people. And now he does not know how to get out of it. Like, he's not a smart man.
Can you blame him for thinking it was going to be like Venezuela? I mean,
I can
third world
blame him,
country.
yes, because that means himself, he's not smart, and that his advising team is not smart if they thought that this was going to be anything like Venezuela.
No, because I mean, we should have recognized that.
Mhm.
But we've always known that these countries are more scrappy and more.
Sure, but why didn't he and
Bloodless.
why didn't he listen to his advising team? Because he has come
I
out and
think-
said that he didn't think they would attack their Gulf neighbors. He said nobody knew they would attack their Gulf neighbors. Nobody knew that they would close the strait. When we even have from the internal in the White House, from sources in the White House, he was told this. Everybody knew that they were going to do this.
And you gotta think about it, right? If he says if he says that, they're not going to attack, that gives them the opportunity from the public view to not attack. If he says, yeah, they're going to attack, that's basically him giving them the go ahead to attack, right? if he says they're not going to attack, right? Even though people are like, yeah, they're probably going to attack. He's like, hey, they may not attack. Then it's like,
But that's him.
okay.
That is him not listening to advisors who are much smarter than him.
Well, that's him being optimistic that possibly they won't attack because
Well,
it
he
would
was
have been
wrong,
stupid,
wasn't he?
like,
He was fucking wrong, wasn't he? And they were
well,
right.
He was right. He was wrong. Okay, he was wrong. So what did we do? We prepared. Before we even were there, military operatives, we had 3 different aircraft carrier strike groups ready and waiting. As soon as they attack someone, pop right back at it.
No, not right back at it. We started this. Israel and we started this. The strait was open before we bombed them. After we bombed them, they closed the strait. After we bombed them, they started bombing our bases in Kuwait. After we bombed them, they started bombing their neighbors. All while Israel is, by the way, in the back corner that nobody talks about, attacking Lebanon.
There's terrorists in Lebanon. I mean, it's
So you would just allow Israel to bomb the entire country? There are terrorists here. I guess they should start bombing us.
no, but
Oh.
unlike those countries, we actually have police and people who care, and
Oh, do we?
yeah.
Hmm. I would love to see the KKK get dismantled, or the Proud Boys, or the Oath Keepers, or the 3%ers. That would be nice, but it doesn't actually happen. The police force in this country are terrorists. The ICE force in this country are terrorists. I guess that gives carte blanche for other nations to start bombing us then. Start bombing civilians in the streets, because police force. Because terrorists. Like, that's just something that Americans tell themselves so that they don't have to feel bad about double tapping a school in Iran with hundreds of schoolgirls in it. It's just
Yeah, I mean,
something we tell ourselves. It's a bedtime story.
panics have issues, and when Iran puts an entire military base behind a school because they're going to use civilian lives as human
No.
meat shields,
Oh,
then
do we have schools on our bases by chance?
have schools that are heavily, protected, not anywhere
Oh,
near
so
our
just
actual
it's their fault.
defenses.
It's their fault that the school, which was not on a base any longer, it had not been a part of the base, it was just around it. It's their fault that the school that was near a base wasn't protected enough from us to purposefully double tap it. It's their fault. Is that what you're saying?
A missile launcher there. You can see where the missile launcher was, and the secondary explosion is from the missiles that Iran had there getting
Where's the
blown
proof
up
of
by
that?
our missiles.
Where's the proof of that?
And you can see it in the pictures. You can see where there have been trucks. and there have been
No.
things.
The intel from our own intel so far, the investigation is not over, but the intel we have, they were Tomahawk missiles. That's us. And we did it twice. And as one of my friends says, they have a 2-meter accuracy. We did that. Us.
Yeah, I have no doubt that we bombed that area. But the secondary explosion that did most of the damage to the school was from an Iranian.
No. Where's the proof of that?
You can see it in the
I don't care what
images.
you think you can see. Where is the intel reporting on that?
There's no intel reporting on that.
Okay,
because
so you
they
made
don't
it up.
want you to know.
So again, it's okay for us to bomb children because there's terrorists in a country.
No, because that's not what we're doing.
That is what we're doing.
No, because if we were bombing children, then we'd just say frickin', we'd bomb everything. But we're not doing that. We're strategically striking targets.
Oh, why did he threaten a whole civilization will die tonight? Why did he start threatening desalination plants? Why did he start threatening civilian bridges then?
Yeah, because when you threaten to just wipe someone off the face of the earth, they kind of get a little more hesitant and
Oh,
don't
did
want
it
to
work?
piss you off.
Did it work?
But yeah, it kind of did. We didn't
Did?
have to, did we now?
Did they open the strait?
That wasn't the point. The point
Are we
was to
done
get
at war
them to
with them?
stop
We're
being-
not at war with them anymore? Did it work?
No, but that's
Oh,
not the point. The point was to scare them and to stop
Scare them into what?
and to just stop and to scare them into stop doing, their whole we're gonna threaten to build a nuke and we're gonna
They
do
never
this and we're
were.
gonna do
They never were. Show me where they threatened to build a nuke, because they never did. Never came out of their mouths. Didn't happen. We didn't scare them into shit. They never were. If Donald Trump would not have pulled us out of the JCPOA, we would be in a better position. They did not enrich to 60% until 2021. They were following the JCPOA for another 2 years after Donald Trump pulled them out, until he put sanctions on them. They were following the JCPOA.
Probably, maybe, but what do you know? How do you know what they were doing in private? How do any of us know what anyone's doing in private?
Because that's just boogeyman then. That's just you making up something that doesn't exist, because we have the reporting from the IAEA. We have our intelligence agency. Even DNI, Tulsi Gabbard, did not say anything about them being close to having a nuclear weapon. The only person who has said that for decades is Bibi Netanyahu. That's it.
No, I'm pretty sure that haven't the Russians said that they've been supplying them with uranium and stuff?
Uranium can get used for other purposes, right?
I mean, yeah, basically. I
Okay.
mean, you can use it for nuclear reactors and stuff, but at the same
And
time, do I
medical
really trust the
supplies
Iran?
and things like that. But again,
Yeah, but Iran doesn't have that technology, do they?
I don't know. Do they?
No one knows.
Do
No
they
one
have
knows what they're
nuclear
doing.
weaponry?
They didn't, no.
No,
But they may
okay.
have had stuff to make nuclear. No one knows what they were doing. No one knows.
That's
No
not
one knows what
true.
the
We
Russians
have
did.
intel on them. It's not like they just went in the dark. And if anything, now they're more in the dark than they ever were. They're going to go underground if they do decide. And now we don't have the Ayatollah in power who had a religious fatwa against building a nuclear weapon. Now you have his son, who's not going to follow the fatwa because he was more hardliner than his father was. So this idea that we have protected the world or protected ourselves, I'm not for the IRGC regime. I'm not for them. But you could have kept negotiating with them. They were willing to do that. They were meeting in Pakistan to do that. We saw from the Omani foreign minister that they had talked about the fact that they were willing to keep any uranium that they had. They still wanted it for nuclear energy, but they were willing to take it and have it in a third country so designated by an agreement, that they would not keep it in Iran. It would be in another country. They were willing to agree with that, said the Omani foreign minister. Every time we get closer to a deal with them, Israel and the U.S. start bombing them.
But do we know why?
Why? Because Netanyahu has been wanting to expand for decades. Why is he attacking Lebanon? Why is he attacking Palestine and Gaza?
But if he wanted to expand, then he could have just done it, right?
He's trying. He is trying.
There's ulterior motives that no one knows
Like
that's going
what?
on behind the scenes. No one knows, right?
No,
You gotta think
that's
about it,
just
right?
silly. That is just boogeyman shit. What we know of the intel is that he needs our backing. He did not have the weaponry to attack Iran on his own. He needed us to back him up, which is why we have seen from multiple presidents and from their Secretary of States at the time that Netanyahu had come to every single president since like Bush Jr. trying to get them to attack Iran, and everybody said no until Trump now.
Yes, but okay, so going along with that, what happened between now and, for instance, 2016? Like,
He wasn't
where
president.
did
You mean
Trump?
2017?
Yeah, 2016 through 2020 when he was president.
No, he was president 2017 to 2021. He won in 2016. He was not inaugurated till 2017.
I mean, true, but sorry, I go by the 4-year thing.
Yeah, 4 years, 2017 to 2021.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyways, but seriously, so what happened during that? Why
He
did
had, sure, he asked him then to. Donald Trump had more what I would call dyed in the wool Republicans at the time. He had not as many sycophants and loyalists in the office with him. He actually appointed like Republican approved, really like core neocon kind of people who told him like strategically this was not the way to do this. And at the time, right, at that point, that's his first term. So he's thinking about re-election. And he campaigned on the idea that us going into Iraq was such a terrible fucking idea, that he was going to listen to their advice and not get us into a fucking war in the Middle East that would affect his second term run. So he listened to them. He has nothing to lose this time. That's why he doesn't care.
which is fair, but I also think it's the fact that we have for the last like 5 or 10 presidencies have had a president over the age of like 70, and I just think we really need
Sure.
to stop doing that.
Sure, I completely agree with that. I don't care about political party when it comes to that. Can we stop electing geriatric white men? That would be nice.
I'm like, I think that, we need a fresh new opinion. For instance, JFK, right?
RFK.
No, not RFK, JFK. I mean, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the
Okay.
35-year-old.
I was like, he's dead. So I thought we were talking about the future. I apologize. Continue.
No. I was sorry. No, I was saying people like JFK, right?
Sure.
Democrat. Okay, yeah, he was a Democrat, but he was a hell of a good man.
Sure.
Like the
I
dude.
mean, besides to women, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Sure.
besides him and Marilyn Monroe, that was his own sketchy thing. But I mean, like, as like a political leader,
Sure.
the dude had some good ideas, right? Beat Soviets to space, do things, things like that, right? What they do, they killed him.
Who's they?
All because he disagreed with the wrong people.
Who's they?
I believe it was a combination between the Israelis and the Soviets.
And the proof of that is?
The fact that the only people at the time who would have had the technology to do that would have been the Soviets, and the only people that could have gotten them in was during the weird skits that Israel was having within themselves. So Israel didn't want JFK to do their thing, or part of Israel didn't want JFK.
He helped
There's
forge our original alliance with them. Like one of our biggest alliances with them, JFK helped forge. I don't see why the Israeli government would go after him because of that.
Well, because there were certain I think that was in the 60s or whatever, when they were still doing, like, I think there was still some international schisms between Israel and the world, and I think there was some internal conflict there. And I mean,
Were they trying to go after other countries militarily by chance?
sorry, I'm more of a World War II historian, not that.
Sure. I
area
mean, that's
history.
fine. Like I would agree with you that JFK was on the scale of good president, right? Like I don't have a poster of him in my room or anything, but that he was a relatively good president. I would like to see that moving forward. Unfortunately, we're not at a point. I do talk about the elections, and when we get closer to 2027, after the midterms this year, people will start announcing. It'll be time to start promoting for primaries to make sure we get people in that we want to see that aren't just establishment, that are for progressive policy. But right now, what we have is what we have, and so I take my time and I critique him and the GOP who allow him to get away with what he gets away with, so that people can maybe open their eyes that these policies are not benefiting them.
Do you ever critique Biden at all?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so you're not just a one-sided person.
No,
That's
absolutely not. Biden specifically in his last term, although yes, he's doing almost like what Trump is doing now. So Trump is copying him in that way, where the stock market looked good by the metrics. So that's great for the rich people who have money in the stock market. But he was telling everybody, it looks great, it looks good. People still weren't feeling that in their pockets. And I think that was so fucking stupid and detrimental to try to tell the American people, like, you're fine when people weren't feeling fine. The fact that he lied and said he was going to be a transitionary president and then ran again and had to be forced out was idiotic. Like he really put a damper on what could have been progressive candidates in an open primary, and I have a real issue with that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no. Like I said, I think I think it's the second term. I honestly wouldn't mind it, because Washington never really said anything about 2 terms. I mean, it's in the Constitution, but Washington really only wanted to do it once.
Yeah. No, 2
And
terms
he
came
was-
like later, obviously, because FDR, right?
Yeah, because that man was his own issue.
Sure.
But no. So I'd be fine if we went back to like a 1-term thing, because and I even like it better if we divide, like the loser becomes vice president, because when you're in that, then it's no longer, what party wants. It's what's going to be most beneficial, because
Yeah, you're forced to be bipartisan by having somebody you ran against
Yeah.
as your vice president. Yeah.
Yeah, because at that point it's like, okay, but then again, we're never going to get that because both people would just hate each other and they would never talk to each other because we're stupid.
Not necessarily, because even I always say the one benefit I give, which I don't necessarily credit Joe Biden, but obviously it happened under his tenure, is that the Congress was relatively, especially his last 2 years, the Congress was Republican controlled. And a lot of them very much listened to what Trump wanted them to do. And yet he was still able to, were still able to pass a lot of bipartisan legislation. The PACT Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, the American Rescue Plan, the CHIPS and Science Bill. Like, they were able to get a lot done, even though they quote unquote hate each other. But I mean, I would agree. I think we should have ranked choice voting. We need to get past this two-party system where on either side, the person who makes the most money is the person who wins. I'm done with it.
I mean, that's the exact thing that Washington said not to do. His last words in office were make sure this fucking doesn't turn into a two-party system.
Yep.
Which is exactly what it turned into, because back in the back during World War I and World War II, we realized, if we just make money, then we become powerful and no one can stop us.
No, I agree with you. I think that is a place we should move forward with. I do appreciate our conversation. I think I am going to move on, but I appreciate you being civil and actually willing to have an intellectual conversation with me. I appreciate that. It's a breath of fresh air.
I know. I have that effect on people somehow. I don't know how.
You're just decent and don't come up here and yell slurs at me. That's it. The bar is low.
I've understood you can do that. Well, I'm sorry if I've annoyed you or wasted your time, but I wanted to get your thoughts on things.
No problem. Are you registered to vote? You just turned 18 though, right? So just make sure you register. You sound like you plan to, but
I need to register to vote. I'm also actually going to the Air Force, so go me on that one.
WU.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Okay, guys.
Air Force.
You leave my Air Force alone.
Air Force. Sorry. It's okay. You can call my dad a bubble. It's fine. I get it.
Yeah, fine. It's a mermaid man.
Yeah. Or actually, they call them squids.
Oh, I like that. That's a nice name.
I don't.
I don't. TikTok guys, thank you. I appreciate you guys for sticking it through and tapping. Thank you to getting us over 100,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. 100,000 likes in an hour. I appreciate that so much. Guys, I know that those conversations can get heavy in way of droning, but I think that they're good conversations to have. Now my TikTok's acting up. Reconnect. There it goes. Yep, I saw it. I was like, what the fuck? But they can drone on, but I think that they're good conversations. So good ones to have. Coyote, I see you're back. Welcome back. All right. We will keep going.
But I do want to say, I want to see some more monetary support, guys. It's been an hour and there has been nothing going through.
We can dollar train.
A dollar train would complete this. Let's do better. You guys are doing well with the taps. The shares could be 100% better. Do amazing things. Because I know you guys can. You guys have been killing it the last few days.
Gamer J, you're right. I liked that analogy. If a monkey hoarded more bananas than it could eat while most of the other monkeys starved, scientists would study that monkey to figure out what was wrong with it. When humans do it, we put them on the cover of Forbes. It's true. Okay, so this was a interview from last week of Marco Rubio that I wanted to play this clip of, specifically him talking about how we cannot tolerate Iran controlling the Strait, which might be true. I wouldn't disagree with that. However, it's just not working out well for...
His name is DJ Rubio. Thank you very much.
I hate this so much. They asked him, I don't have that clip, but so not from this interview I'm about to play, but he did a presser and answering questions, and somebody asked him what his DJ name is, and he was like, you're not ready for my DJ name. Stop it! Cut it out! Can't stand it.
Fill My Shoes is his DJ name.
His DJ name is, I would really like shoes that fit. Waka waka.
And Trump canceled the planned talks in Islamabad, Pakistan, encouraging the delegation not to go. And on Saturday, the president canceled the talks in Islamabad, Pakistan, keeping Special Envoys Kushner and Witkoff here in the United States. He said just 10 minutes later, the Iranians made a new offer on paper, and it was better.
If what they mean by opening the straits is, yes, the straits are opened as long as you coordinate with Iran, get our permission, or we'll blow you up, and you pay us, that's not opening the straits. Those are international waterways. They cannot normalize, nor can we tolerate them trying to normalize a system in which the Iranians decide who gets to use an international waterway and how much you have to pay them to use it.
Saturday,
Now, I would agree. I don't think they should be charging a toll, but I mean, I think the point that they're trying to make is that they have the control of it. And there's my puzzle piece. Hello, puzzle piece.
Hi again.
Hello.
There's one issue I have with that statement. Okay. It's that even with the United States of America, there is a certain part of all of our international bodies of waters that we own and have unique control over. So that applies to every country.
True. He just doesn't like it because it's them.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. And then this is Rubio. He's talking about what their plan is to restore the strait. Now, he literally says it. He literally says, back to the way it was. Maybe we shouldn't have bombed it and it would have been the way it was.
As President Trump has said, and the facts clearly bear out, the United States of America holds all the cards. There is no scenario here in which if they decide to join a ladder of escalation, they wind up getting the last say. But our preference is for these straits to be opened to the way they're supposed to be opened, back to the way it was. Anyone can use it, no mines in the water, nobody paying tolls. That's what we have to get back to, and that's the goal here.
Then we should have left them alone. We should have yeah, I know, the Uno cards. I know, the cards. So here's the thing, like I get that because he was holding wilds, right? Which is like you're gonna win every time. But like your goal is to like you should have chosen fucking poker. Like the goal is to not have cards, even if they're wilds. Your goal is to not have cards. It's just stupid. Okay. And then Rubio goes on to talk about what kind of operation we're running, a defensive or an offensive operation, which is interesting conversation because the reason NATO won't get involved is because it was not defensive. But Rubio's going to say it was.
Under this president, under President Trump, the United States will help our friends. We're going to stand up to rogue regimes like the one in Tehran, and we're going to be unashamed to use our power and our abilities to project military power in the service of our national interest above all else. Now, what's really important for you to report and for everyone to understand is this is not an offensive operation. This is a defensive operation. And what that means is very simple. There's no shooting unless we're shot at first.
Except for they didn't shoot at us until after we shot at them. Except for that part, right, Rubio? February 28th. I don't remember them shooting at us on that date.
Okay, we're not attacking them. We're not. But if they're attacking us or they're attacking a ship, you need to respond to that. You're not going to let some fast boat come up on the ship and shoot it up. We're going to respond to it, and we've been successful at it. I don't know what the exact number is, but I know a number of those fast boats have now been targeted, and will continue to be if they pose a threat to our forces. We'll shoot down drones, we'll shoot down missiles, but it's defensive in nature. This is defensive. So if you hear stories about attacks and launching of firing back and forth, it's not back and forth. We are only responding if attacked first. This is a defensive operation.
That's not what you said at the start, Rubio. It's not what he said. Where is it actually? Try it there.
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting.
What is proactive defense? What does that even mean?
Higher damage. Had we not done so, there would have been hearings on Capitol Hill about how we knew that this was going to happen and we didn't act preemptively to prevent more casualties and more loss of life.
Oh, didn't work out the way he thought it would, did it? Why are they so bad at this? Oh, I know why. Because MAGA, for the most part, is not smart. And you guys will pretzel and continue to defend it and listen to it. Because you don't care. So then Rubio goes on to talk about congressional power. If I can get the video. There it is. Rubio is a time traveler, I guess.
He's talking about the War Powers Act. Yeah. Okay, I love it. I was hoping somebody would ask. All right, hold on. No, boy, you don't let me answer. I got to answer the question. Okay, and I love it. I'll tell you why I love it. Because even as a senator, I said something. The War Powers Act is unconstitutional, 100%. Now, this is not the position of me, not the position of the President of the United States now.
Except the President has literally said it.
Also, please tell me how it's constitutional when only one one branch of government has the authority and the approval to declare war or start wars in other countries.
Ronald, you said, where do they get their news? The girls are here or clueless. I'm playing clips from Rubio. Him talking.
I mean, you know they don't know what that is.
How is it unconstitutional when it's in the Constitution?
Yeah.
Are they taking
That's
it
what
to
I
court?
wanna know.
No, they're not taking the War Powers Act to court. Oh, okay, then it's legal as of right now.
WU law, you called it.
Mm-hmm.
I have gold stars for you somewhere, I promise.
Authoritarianism.
This is the position of every single president that has occupied this position since the day that law passed. It's completely unconstitutional. Now, we comply with it in terms of like notification because we want to preserve good relations with Congress, right? And we do that.
No, you abide by it because that's the law.
But even as a senator, I would say that the War Powers
Laws
Act
are
is
suggestions.
100% unconstitutional.
Guidelines.
And look, I know some of you, whatever you want to say, but this is not this president's position. That has been the position of every single presidential administration since the day that law passes. An infringement on the president's constitutional powers. We don't acknowledge the law as constitutional.
You don't have to. Like that would be what sovereign citizen bullshit is that?
Hold on.
That's the most soft shit I've ever heard. I don't recognize your laws applying to me.
I love this. Okay. If it's unconstitutional and we don't recognize it, then please tell me why it's been a law in effect for 53 years and it's never been challenged. And, well, law can correct me, but it's never been turned down by the Supreme Court. That much is for sure.
It's Rubio, some nobody Trump gave a job to. I mean, the man sold his soul, and he's not getting much out of it because look at his hair. It's been challenged but tossed out of court. Yeah, that's fair.
Boom. That was the part I wasn't sure of. I just knew that it's never been overturned by SCOTUS, so that much I knew.
So then they ask Rubio about gas prices. How long are you willing? How long do you expect the American people to put up with this bullshit? People can't afford fucking gas.
Oh, and he should care.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Because gas went up 40 cents overnight in Florida. In Florida.
Yeah, that's bad.
It's his home state.
He
Dumbass
doesn't care about that. He's also Cuban. He doesn't care about that either.
The average price of gas in the country right now is $4.50. Do you have a thought on how long Americans are supposed to kind of accept this? Do you think it will affect Republicans' majorities in the midterms?
Well, I'm not going to speculate on the politics of it. You can tell me. I mean, look, it's obviously being driven by global events. That was true during the Russia-Ukraine war as well, where you saw that come up. It's look, we don't benefit from the Straits as much as other countries. I don't know if you've seen what the gas prices are like in other parts of the world that are really.
Right. So now they're all doing jingoism. I know it's bad, but it's really bad over there. What are we doing?
But we're okay. It's fine for us, you know. It's not affecting us at home, so it never matters, you know.
Except it is affecting us at home. Because it's a global market.
That's globalism. That's a lie. We don't believe in that here.
They're very mad at me. You didn't bitch when Joe Biden's gas was $7.50 a gallon in California, $4.75 in Nevada. TDS for sure. Well, I knew, because I'm an intelligent person, I knew that Joe Biden didn't do anything to raise the cost of gas per gallon in 2022. I also know it started coming back down before he left office. It continued to go down. The prices we're seeing right now are a direct cause and effect of what is happening, and they're not even denying it anymore. They're just saying, we did this, but it's worse over there.
We like math, don't we? We like math over here.
We do like math.
So the highest recorded gas price is $5.01. Okay, $5 and a cent. That was the national average, and
sure. I mean, that's why he's saying California, because it was probably higher than the average.
California also has extra gas tax.
Yeah.
But if we take the 501 and we subtract it by 453, which is our current average, we are 48 cents away from where we were during the Biden administration, where people were complaining about gas prices
in 2022.
Correct. June of 2022.
I wonder if the chud on this app, who is MAGA, that told me in Joey's live a week or two ago, that was like, I'll worry about gas when it goes over the highest point or the average under Biden. He said it was $4.25, and at the time it was $4.12. So I wonder how he's feeling right now.
There's so many of them that I should have written down their names and taken pictures of their profile pictures that I'm like, you're never gonna come back again, are you? They were like, no, it'll be his. We'll start blaming him and critiquing him in 6 months or a year. I mean, again, where are you?
A week ago's average for the national gas prices was $4.22. Mm-hmm. Sitting at $4.53.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but again, it's fine.
Nice.
It's fine. They have it worse than we do. It's fine.
Suffering, big time. So we're very fortunate that the United States, I believe right now, is like the world's largest net exporter of oil and natural gas as a result, not because of this war, but because we have this capacity. So we've been insulated to some degree.
Because of Biden.
But also us exporting oil does great things for the gas companies. It doesn't do great things for the people. Yay, the rich keep getting richer. What's it doing for us? We're still paying $4.50 a gallon? Okay, got it.
We're obviously still vulnerable to some extent to global prices, and so, but in the end, I mean, we're more insulated than other countries, even though that's not welcome news to Americans that are paying more at the pump, no doubt about it.
So stop saying it.
And it certainly is one of the circumstances of it. There are people that were predicting would be much higher at this point, but we're not taking that for granted. Suffice it to say that think about it this way. Everybody needs to think about it this way. If Iran had a nuclear weapon, and they decided to close the straits and make our gas prices like $9 a gallon or $8 a gallon, we wouldn't be able to do anything about it because they have a nuclear weapon. And a nuclear-armed Iran could do whatever the hell they want with the straits, and there's nothing anyone would be able to do about it. And that's one of the many reasons, apart from like the massive loss of life in a nuclear strike, why Iran can never have a nuclear weapon.
And they never did. But I'm so glad that you just gave China whatever they need to take over Taiwan. Because I guess if they decide to take over Taiwan, they have a nuclear weapon. I guess we can't do anything. Right, Rubio?
Sorry, somebody shoot.
Like,
I didn't do it.
it is, all they're doing is preying on your Islamophobia. That's all they're doing. And you let them do it. They didn't have a nuclear weapon. They never had a nuclear weapon. They didn't plan on getting a nuclear weapon. It was high under Biden, fool. Douglas, what did Biden do to raise the gas prices? It was in 2022, not when he left. Did Joe Biden leave in 2022? Huh. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Dang it, I hate editing. Just ignore me.
It's so, I hate it. Here's Chris Christie. I just like when he I hate Chris Christie, but I like when he admonishes Trump because it's funny.
He's playing checkers, not chess. Not to understand that the Iranians are survivors. And they're going to do whatever they need to do, like close the strait and attack their neighbors to survive. That's what they did. So before you launched the first attack, I think the president thought this was going to be Venezuela. Iran is not Venezuela, and that's what he's learned. But now, as Jason said, he's gotten us into this. If we come out of this with a stronger Iran, George, this is a geopolitical failure of enormous proportions.
And part of the problem is that, as an American, I will say our government doesn't give a fuck about us. However, they have to listen to us at some point. We have a lot of power. In Iran, the people don't have that same power. And so Iran, who you guys pearl clutch about, we can treat their people like shit. They can starve their people, and they will outlast us because they don't have to care. Our government doesn't care, but our government has to care. In Iran, they don't have to care about their people. So they can just outlast us by allowing their people to die. They can do that. Okay, where did I want to go? No, that's other stuff. No, maybe I don't need that. Oh yeah. So I wanted to get to with Pete Hegseth that we didn't finish. Talking about the blockade of the blockade, right? Like, this idea, they are now touting, literally yesterday, Donald Trump is saying that the blockade of the blockade in the Strait is the, oh God, what did he say? The best military maneuver in history, as if like D-Day doesn't exist. Fucking wild. But Seth Moulton, is going to talk to Hegseth about the fact that we're blockading the blockade. Like, this is fucking silly. What do you mean? This isn't us winning. Trump is now trying to twist it and take some sort of credit for a blockade on a blockade.
So do you call Iran closing the Strait of Hormuz winning?
Well, I would say the blockade that we hold that doesn't allow anything to come in or out of Iranian ports.
Okay, so
always
we've blockaded their blockade. So they blockaded us, and then we blockaded their blockade. That's like saying, tag, you're it. Or, you know, if President Madison had said, well, the British just burned down Washington, but don't worry, we're going to burn it down as well. So do you...
it's... RTP did a great
analogy. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
RTP did a great analogy, too, which was like, that'd be like me opening the front door of my house and yelling outside and saying, I'm not coming out, nobody is coming in. And then somebody on the street coming out and standing in front of my driveway and going, nobody's coming out or going in. And you're like, yeah, I already fucking said that. I just fucking said that. Like, yeah, children playing games. Yeah. It's so unserious. So then Moulton goes into asking Hegseth about his comments about no quarter, right? It violates our laws to give no quarter to the people that we are fighting against. And so I have Moulton asking him about that, and then I have Senator Kelly asking him about that as well.
Now, quickly, on March 13th in a press conference, you said, we will give them no quarter, no mercy. In order for no quarter or no survivors is a war crime under the Geneva Conventions. You understand that's murder. Do you stand by that statement?
The Department of War fights to win, and we ensure that our warfighters have the rules of engagement necessary to be as effective
Okay, so
as
just to
humanly
be clear,
possible.
you
which
called
they are.
Democratic members of Congress to be tried for sedition for reminding our troops to follow the law. But when you tell them to commit a war crime, you stand by yourself.
For insinuating that the laws that we're giving them are
Gentleman's
unlawful.
time's
What a
expired.
great
Chair
guy.
now recognizes the gentleman from Tennessee, Dr. Desjardins.
Thank you.
I do give the God, I can't remember who the presiding guy was there. I give him so much credit
The
for being
Republican
super
over this one?
bipartisan during that one. Yeah, super he's like, listen, guys, I don't care what side of the aisle you are on. I expect everyone to be polite. That goes for Republicans and that goes for Democrats and it goes for you sitting at the table.
No, and he was really good
It was
about
just
he was like, I understand, because there was a Republican who interrupted at one point and was like, they have to let him answer, and he just very calmly was like, I understand. He was like gentle parenting. I understand, but it is
He
the
was like-
gentleman's time.
It's their time.
It's their
They
time.
do what they want.
No,
and he was very quick, all right, time has expired, and he did that quickly on every single one of them.
No, he was very good about it.
He did great.
Yeah, no, I loved it.
I was pleasantly surprised. I watched that entire thing.
W's to Izzy for the $5 on the Blue app. Izzy, what is this profile? I love it. What is this profile picture? I fucking love this profile picture. But W's to you. It says, it's giving, you can't fire me. I quit. It is pretty much that.
That's funny.
Which I guess
That's a good
which
way
would
to
be
put it.
stupid, by the way, for you to do, because then you can't file unemployment. But, sure, you do that. It's fine. Gentle parenting, are you? Okay. And so Senator Kelly is going to ask him the same thing. Granted, does he answer? No, because Pete Hegseth doesn't answer questions. But we know that they have a tenuous
Kelly.
relationship because he tried to get, what did he
He's
try?
trying to lower his retirement. He's trying to get his retirement pay lowered.
Yeah, trying to lower his retirement pay. This man, okay, Pete Hegseth was rejected from the fucking Rangers. Mark Kelly is a decorated veteran. He's a fucking astronaut. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking going after this man, but maybe answer him about no quarter. That would be good.
And I'm going to give you one more chance to address a question here. It's my understanding that the definition of no quarter is that legitimate offers of surrender will be refused or that detainees will be executed. Is that your understanding of the definition?
The only entity that would kill detainees or target civilians is the Iranians, and they're the ones being crushed.
So
It's the Iranian military and their military capabilities.
The question is, do
I
you
disagree
understand-
completely with your articulation.
No, do you understand the definition that I just read you? Because that's the definition from your department's Law of War manual. Is that your understanding? And I'm gonna just get to the point here.
We fight to win and we follow the law, Senator.
We fight to win and we follow the law. Then you wouldn't be talking about no quarter. You wouldn't be talking about our soldiers' hands are untied. You wouldn't say that because you would follow the law. We do give quarter, or we're supposed to.
Okay, so your quote was, "We will keep pushing, keep advancing, no quarter, no mercy for our enemies." And yesterday, you did not clarify whether you stand by this statement. So I'm going to give you another opportunity to clarify if that is what you meant. Do you stand by that statement you made on March 13th?
We have untied the hands of our warfighters. We fight to win, and we follow the law.
Okay, so you're not clarifying. So you stand by that statement.
I fight to win.
So you're the secretary.
It's a fucking game to them. They think this is Call of Duty. They just say shit to get clipped so that little red cell or red pill incel Reddit fuckers are like, yeah, I just got hard.
I fight to win.
That's
God.
it. That's it, though. That's true. That's why they do it.
Defense.
Play your
the things
soundbite.
you say matter.
Insight. That erection.
Don't clip it. Lincoln! They could go together. I could put them right next to each other.
And your response here, right now, makes it clear to the American people exactly why you are not right for this
It makes
job.
it clear to our enemies, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Except it doesn't, because they're not worried about us at all. So we have a problem, and that is with replenishing our munitions. We have used so much, we have depleted our supply so much, that if we were to be attacked, we are having problems. So Mark Kelly is going to ask him, how long is it going to take to replenish our munitions stockpile? The problem is that Pete Hegseth said 2 different time frames. Why? Because he doesn't know, and he doesn't care.
Okay, how many years to replenish? That's the question.
I think that's exactly the right question, too, Senator, because the time frame we were existing under was unacceptable.
Okay, well,
and
tell
what this
me-
budget does, months and years, fast.
Years?
I mean, we're building new plants in real time.
So
that
just
will-
to replace what we have
Fast.
expended.
I said months.
And then you said years.
You said months and years. So which one?
Both, it depends on the weapon system, but 2 to 3, 4x of what we have today. So
Okay.
yes, we're dealing with a reality under the previous administration of what they sent to Ukraine,
Just say
and what
times.
they allocated elsewhere.
Okay, I got it. So
And
we
we're
fired
rapidly doing
years
it quickly.
worth of munitions. And it is clear that these are being expended to try to achieve some objectives. That was the plan. But, Mr. Secretary, this war is stuck. Okay, how many
ultimately-
years to...
This war is stuck. Yay, your package came.
I'm so excited.
This fucking cough doesn't go away. I'm gonna lose it.
I have 2 packages that are late, and I'm very mad because I need them to be in my suitcase tomorrow. So
So
If you want, I can go help and call and bombard. My boss told me to tell your boss.
So Pete
Well,
Hegseth
you
Pete Hegseth held a press briefing, and he was asked specifically. They've been doing this like once a week or something like that. Way too early in the fucking morning. Donald Trump initially, when this started, right? He thought this was going to be like Venezuela, and he bombed them and was like, "Hey, Iran, rise up, do your thing, rise up," and that didn't happen, and then we stopped asking for it because at the same time we then told them to stay inside. So they asked Pete Hegseth, did Donald Trump capitulate on wanting Iran to seize up, or to rise up, and seize the government? While we're sitting here, guys, you hit 150,000 likes. TikTok, you are rocking the shit out of this tap game, and I appreciate you so much for that. Over there on YouTube, make sure you hit that thumbs up if you've been watching. I would appreciate it very much. Guys, the phone line's been open this whole time. We've only had the 1 call, which is totally fine. I don't have any issue with that. However, we have 9-5 in my goal. I had Izzy, thank you, and W's to Izzy for the $5 that brought us down to 95. If we could start a dollar train within this last 22 minutes that we have, I would appreciate it if you guys could work on that goal. Again, this is my job. This is what I do for a living. This is how I pay my bills. So if you guys could help me do that, tip your content creators that you support and like to watch, I would definitely appreciate that.
that's right. I'm her boss, and she needs to make money. So it's from y'all. Thank you. Okay.
I hate these gifts. Okay, we'll do that one. Sure. Why not? What'd you do? The devil works fast, but Eli works faster. Yeah! I just got hard.
That's hilarious.
Okay. Oh my. So anyway, did Trump capitulate on his desire for the Iranian people to rise up?
James, go ahead.
Mr. Secretary, thank you. General, thank you. I want to first express my gratitude and admiration for the work you do and for everyone involved in our armed forces, and also for the accomplishments of Operation Epic Fury, which I think are too often dismissed too lightly. But those accomplishments don't obscure, I think, a central default that has occurred here, and I would like you both to address it. On the first day of this conflict, President Trump addressed the Iranian people directly and said, when we're finished, take over your government. It'll be yours to take. And then on the 7th day of the conflict, in a Truth Social post, the president said, quote, "There will be no deal with Iran except, all caps, exclamation mark, unconditional surrender." What happens to that pledge to the Iranians? And when did the president decide to capitulate on his demand for unconditional surrender?
Well, James, I wouldn't, you started out nicely, but you ended exactly where we knew you would end. The president hasn't capitulated on anything. He holds the cards, we maintain the upper hand, and Project Freedom only strengthens that hand. And so
They just sell bumper stickers. Like they're fucking snake oil salesmen. He holds all the cards. Trump said it, so I have to repeat it so that he knows that I heard him say it. Rubio repeated it. So Trump knew that he heard him say it.
he will ensure that whatever deal is made or whatever end state is reached creates ensuring that Iran never has a nuclear weapon, which is number one, and he's been focused on that, and the deal and discussions are centered on that. And what the Iranian people take advantage of after the fact is up to them, and he's been very clear about that. And maybe you do it now, maybe it happens later, but ultimately he's also been clear, we're not going to entangle this into some nation-building project. Our objectives are clear. They've been pursued.
Except for the whole, which I don't have that clip, but Rubio talked about it too, that he illegally sent arms to rebel forces. And Rubio didn't know.
The Kurds.
Yep. And Rubio didn't know how to answer that.
Pursued from day one. Hopefully the Iranian people take advantage of that because they're being taken advantage of by this regime. As you know, 45,000 Iranians, innocent Iranians, killed.
Oh, now it's 45,000. We went up. It was 30,000. Now it's 45,000, which again, I've seen no proof of the number on.
Before the outset of this, that's what this government does, kills their own innocent civilians. Getting out from underneath that is going to be a challenge of the Iranian people, and we certainly hope they take advantage of that. Thank you.
Yeah, it is tough when your government shoots unarmed protesters in the street. Oh, oops. Okay.
It's also gross when your government won't change legislation to stop, people from obtaining firearms that actively, cause harm to the average American. Oh, wait.
So W's to Peter for the $8.53 for 86.47. You want Todd Blanche to come after me?
Careful, the cop might get
They're
you.
already coming after. Yeah, I was like, they're already coming after Olive. So it makes sense you're next on the list.
I'm next, I guess.
You want to share a cell?
But then also W's to Peter for that. Peter, that was hilarious. Thank you for that math. I loved everything about that.
They don't let co-conspirators share a cell, Olive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe we can talk through the stones.
Yeah.
Damn.
They gonna put you in all. Y'all ain't even anywhere near.
No, I know.
Hold on, y'all ain't even anywhere near being in the same state. Okay, you're gonna. They're not even gonna put you in the same prison. Talk through the stones.
Last time I checked,
I'm not talking about
last week.
I'm talking about.
They're gonna put me where the
I'm talking
Unabomber
about
is. That's
the real people.
I didn't threaten him or anything. But then W's to Jason and W's to Olive for the dollar trains that you both sent. Choo choo. So I just wanted everybody to see the math that Peter sent before I have to change it to 84.
Oh no, you should have just done +2.
+2. Just for the rest of the day, plus whatever people sent me.
Yes.
2. No, it would be minus. If we're talking about the goal, it goes down, it's minus.
Yeah.
Look, I was left behind by Bush. Bush left me behind.
No, it's because you're too used to doing the 87 plus 1, and that's where she was going with it, and I understood that, but I'm just saying it would be minus because
that makes sense.
It's going down.
Hi, Blue.
That is why Ari is boss. Hi, Blue.
Hello. Higself talking about Trump holding all the cards reminded me. Have we talked about the White House AI image
Of him with the Uno cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I haven't brought it up on here, but I'm sure everybody's seen it.
But yeah.
He's holding like 5 of them or something, too.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, he's holding six wild cards, but when you're holding more cards in Uno, you're losing.
it's bad.
Shh, don't stop telling them things,
And then
Blue.
I don't know if it was from the Iranian government, but I did see them post one of one of their commanders saying, we have less cards, and it's like 3 draw 4s and like a wild. Because it's like, yeah, you might have 6 wild cards, but if I have it was a block. Like if I have a block and then a draw 2 and a draw 4, like you're a skip, you're fucked. Like you chose the wrong game, my guy. I'm an idiot. You spelled you used the wrong your, but I'm an idiot. You're an idiot what?
Duh.
And it's also, okay, oh God. So, big shooter. It would be YOU apostrophe RE, and then it would be AN, idiot. Okay? If you're using A and the next following word starts with a vowel, it's N. A-N. You're an idiot. Jesus. But yeah, I'm an idiot.
Why do you keep trying to give them correct English? That's like so kind of you. I don't understand it. Why would you do something like that?
I can't help it. It hurts my soul
I was-
as a writer and as a reader. Indy.
because a idiot is hers apparently.
Yeah, it belongs to me. My idiot what?
Am I the idiot?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Damn, Ari.
Damn.
Sorry.
You
I
couldn't
regretted it
tell me you
immediately.
don't love. You started off the fight yesterday. Am I finishing it? What the fuck?
What is that, Mav?
What fight did I start yesterday?
You don't remember when someone said something
No.
about when do you not fight with your best friends?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh,
Okay, I dropped down.
Okay. W's to Dragon's Kilt for the 522. Now you guys are just torturing me with change, using math for good again. The good being torturing Monica. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. Brings us down to 79.25. Yes, I used my calculator. But it's fine because you're a idiot, so it's fine.
These remind me of like when you're going on those weird sites and you're trying to buy something and that's like the price of it and you're like, what the fuck? Why is it 25
Oh yeah,
cents?
like they're not rounding up to the nearest 99.
You're like, what the fuck, dude?
I like how First Offender, which is a wild username for first of all, is more upset about you providing the English lesson than someone calling you an idiot in the first place.
Well, they don't know.
She's being a condescending twat. He insulted me, and I'm the problem? I was just trying to teach him. I'm sorry that I didn't do it nice. He's a grown-up. He should be okay. Okay, we're gonna finish this Hexeth portion out. I think within that amount of time. If not, I'll have to throw something else in there, which is okay. I can do that. So they had claimed that we had a ceasefire, right? Except for the problem being that they were striking boats and we were striking boats, so we're just firing at each other. So rightfully, they're going to ask Hexeth, hey, my guy, is the ceasefire over?
Last 24 hours or so, Iran's fired at us, we fired at Iran. Just going to ask you more directly, is the ceasefire over?
No, the ceasefire is not over. Ultimately, this is a separate and distinct project, and we expected.
So what they did, it's actually smart if they weren't stupid, is that they're saying that Operation Epic Fury has a ceasefire. This is now Project, what is it called? Project Freedom?
Freedom.
Yeah. This is different.
They changed the name, so it's a completely different operation.
So the ceasefire doesn't count. So they can restart, like Law was talking about, restart that 60-day clock on attacks on Iran. Because Epic Fury, he can no longer attack without congressional approval because of the War Powers Act. So they think if we name it something else, the clock restarts.
It's so stupid.
There would be some churn at the beginning, which happened, and we said we would defend aggressively, and we absolutely have. Iran knows that, and ultimately, the president's going to make a decision whether anything were to escalate into a violation of a ceasefire. But certainly we would urge Iran to be prudent in the actions that they take to keep that underneath this threshold. This is about the straits. This is about freedom of navigation. This is about international waterways. This is about free flow of commerce, all the things that happened before, and only Iran is contesting. So right now the ceasefire certainly holds, but we're going to be watching very, very closely. Absolutely.
You can't just rename it.
All the things that happened before we attacked?
Yeah, they want to get it back to the way it was. He's looking for an out. They're desperately looking for an off-ramp. So desperately. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Okay. So I found this out by watching RTP. And this is how unpopular the war is and how delusional everybody is now. I guess for decades, and this is real, I guess for decades, there has been conversations within intelligence about, we've heard it with Russia, but I guess now we're talking about Russia providing it for Iran. Now bear with me. I promise I'm not crazy. This is real reporting, not that they exist, but that they've been working on kamikaze dolphins. Dolphins that you put mines on that purposefully dive into ships.
The face I just made.
I'm so sorry.
That's my dolphin noise.
And
We need Chicky to bring her water.
yeah, we're Chicky. So there's been reporting about Russia having these kamikaze dolphins or working on these kamikaze dolphins, and that they now are giving these kamikaze dolphins to Iran.
Hold on.
I almost got it.
There's one right there.
Oh no!
I'm
Someone tell me
I'm
that's it.
literally
Meme explosion
laying
afterwards.
outside in the backyard, catching some sun, and all I hear, no, we need Chicky, dolphin noises, and I ran inside.
Yes, like actual dolphins.
Well,
Not like they're
so-
calling them dolphins, like actual dolphins.
So
Yeah, I heard about that.
I actually looked into it this morning. I'm sure you already know, Monty, because you're smart. But the U.S. has trained marine animals.
Yes, we have animal programs within our military.
So
Were they-
Gerald is real.
No, hold on.
Yes.
Caleb. So where they sniff out mines and they sniff these things out just to make sure people are safe. No one is putting a fucking vest on goddamn dolphins.
No.
Right. And this war has gotten to such ridiculousness. It's nice to see that she laughs about war. What would you like me to do, Digital?
Wow, that's what you got from that?
I'm laughing because it's so ridiculous. They're going to ask a decorated general, Raisin Kane, and Pete Hegseth, about kamikaze dolphins. We are actively at war. We have lost service members in this war. Hundreds others wounded from the attack at the base in Kuwait. And we are asking about kamikaze dolphins. Yes, I'm laughing. If I don't, I will rage out and cry.
So when you say strapping on mines to the dolphins, do they go in deeper to that?
Like, I don't know, on their heads? I don't, on
That-
their...
right, like, what are we
on their, yeah. On their dorsal
This is
fin? I
inhumane
don't,
as fuck.
I don't
On the
know.
top fin. The top fin that makes them go around. Now, hear me out though, because I get told every single day that dolphins are war criminals. Is that
They
what
are.
makes them a war criminal?
Probably. No, it's the,
Listen.
it's the rape,
No, it's-
but...
I
Yeah.
strongly believe this marine biologist who literally got taken away by Gerald the dolphin is real. Like, this shit has some fucking history.
Hey, Kayla,
Money started
Kayla,
with the kamikaze dolphin, and now everything is making sense.
I bet our algorithms align. Kayla, is the tree moving closer to that man's house or not?
I haven't seen that, but
You
I
haven't
want to
seen
see it now. Send it now.
Maverick, please
I'm
call in and
curious.
tell us. Please call in and tell us why this war was necessary.
This war unfortunately had to happen. Yeah, I would love to
We
hear
gotta
that.
stop the dolphins. Duh.
Yeah, please stop us from talking about the kamikaze dolphins.
like kamikaze dolphins, is this like Temu Dr. Evil shit? Because we couldn't afford freaking sharks with
I think
freaking
they mentioned
laser
the sharks,
beams.
actually. I think they mentioned the fucking sharks. Here, I'll play the clip.
Are there still concerns about mines in the strait? And can you kind of clarify these reports of kamikaze dolphins that we've heard about?
I haven't heard the kamikaze dolphin thing. It's like sharks with laser beams, right? The threshold of restarting is a political decision above my pay grade. What I'll say is it's low harassing fire right now. It feels like Iran is grasping at straws to try to do something across the southern flank. To your question, David, their command and control structure remains very fractured, and I think they're struggling to maintain control down echelon at the edge, but it's still pretty low level kinetics at this point in time.
And I can't confirm or deny whether we have kamikaze dolphins.
Oh my
but I can
fucking
confirm
God.
They don't. Ultimately, any follow-on effort, if there are mines identified, would be something that some of our units could undertake or the world could undertake. But right now, we know we have a lane of safe passage that commercial shipping can flow through.
We can't confirm. We can't confirm whether we have
I
a
mean, I know
kamikaze
he's
dolphin
joking,
team.
but
Bullshit.
like, he is joking, but like,
yeah.
The fact that this is a question being asked, and by the way, the video RTP showed on it was not that one. That's why I'm saying it's being discussed on multiple news agencies about kamikaze dolphins. This is like,
hold on,
so unserious.
Wait. I gotta find.
Oh no.
So I accidentally did a fuck up this morning. I accidentally showed a AI video of the little girl with Trump. Hang on, I gotta find it.
The little girl with Trump. The one that was at the White House.
The little girl who.
Unrelated though, I did learn that there are like some fishermen in like Brazil or some shit. They actually work with dolphins to catch fish. Like dolphins herd them into the net.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
I gotta send it to you. Okay, hold on.
Dolphins are literally the modern day
Monty, I sent it to you.
sheepdog.
What is this?
Dolphins are very smart.
They are.
Is this
Yes,
real?
and they're
They have
very.
tendencies.
The one I sent you is not, but it has
Is this
it's
real?
part of the clip that's real, and then the end is fucking hilarious.
No, I'm not playing. I don't want AI.
The little girl.
Is this
snapped-
real?
You can play it for your platform. I don't play AI slot.
I accidentally did. 'cause I
Don't
thought
play
it was
IA.
a video, and then I saw her get upset, and then she
What just
smacked the
happened?
ball on his face, and I'm like, "Oh, that's not the video, but this is fucking funny."
Oh my god. Okay.
Yes, Dana, the sheepdog of the seas.
They've done it. They've done it with seals and
It's not wrong.
otters.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get to that part of the economy tomorrow. So I'm gonna get into my funny. I have 2 clips.
I sent you a funny just on Instagram too.
These made me laugh. So this is Stephen Colbert talking to Obama.
Oh my God! Yes.
This is literally one of the clips I just fucking sent you too.
Right. I'm looking for a new gig soon. And a lot of people tell me I should run for president.
Oh, well, you certainly have the look.
Thank you very much.
I love the one he's
For
sitting
record,
on the
I think
desk
it's a
too.
Stupid idea. How dumb do you think it is for people to say that I should run for president?
You know, the bar has changed.
That is true. That is true. At times subterranean.
Couldn't be worse.
I don't have to limbo so low.
Let me put it this way. I think that you could perform significantly better than some folks we've seen.
All right.
Yeah. I have great confidence in that. Thank you very much.
Saying it without saying it.
It was not.
Was that an endorsement? It was not.
It was not.
You seen the one that he's sitting at the desk?
I don't think I've seen that one.
That one is good too.
And then my other funny is this one. Guys, if you want to try to knock out the goal with this last like 30-ish seconds that I have left, I would appreciate it. It would be great. Oh, hold on.
What?
Hold on. I hate
Hold on.
TikTok so much. So much. I want us to know that we had a good run as a country. We had a good run, but Walmart decided that we died.
Oh god.
And then just have it. And I know I can probably put it on on eBay, and some idiot's gonna buy it.
Probably.
I'm gonna wear that as a bumper sticker.
Still kicking.
Not wear it. Oh my
No.
god.
Bye, still kicking. You
Oh my
tried
God.
though.
You wear bumper stickers, Caleb?
Yeah. Yeah, on my titties.
Which is actually funny, still kicking. I agreed with your comment. You said he would be better than, you meant Colbert. He would be better than if Hunter ran. I would agree. I think Colbert would be a
sure.
better president than Hunter Biden would be, yes. I
Was
agree.
that
You
at
know-
a Dollar
Nobody's even
Tree?
talking about
Was that-
Hunter.
What?
What
He's
happened?
never expressed his desire to be president. Like what?
They
He likes
just
money.
say that shit, I feel
Presidents
like.
don't make money. Hunter Biden likes money.
That's true.
They just be saying shit.
They
Yeah.
do.
I'm down for Stephen Colbert. Come on, make your run, son. Let's go.
He's still
Let's go.
muted for a little while longer, so too bad for him. He tried though.
I'm actually curious to see what this movie he's supposed to be writing.
Stephen?
Yeah, he's doing a Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's a major Lord of the Rings nerd.
Mhm.
And I
He's
love that.
writing it?
I believe
Wow.
so, yeah.
Yeah. he's-
That's amazing.
That's fine. Ooh, Blue, did you see the new trailer for the Odyssey?
I haven't watched it yet.
I
Sorry
watched
it was
that.
out, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yes,
it looks
bumper
Charlize
titty
Theron
stickers.
It looks like Charlize Theron's Calypso.
Wait, is she Calypso or Athena?
I think she's. It looks like she might be
I know, 'cause
Calypso.
she's on the
It looked
beach,
like they
so
were on the
maybe
island together. It looked like she was with him on the island. So
Would a bumper sticker just be like a tramp stamp?
On the bumper sticker.
Pretty much.
Like that would be a bumper sticker, a tramp stamp. Not blue.
So tramp
You
titty
needed
sticker?
Mike so loud so we heard it.
It was a purposeful mute so that you could hear it.
Blue said, "I am not a part of this conversation."
I am removing
He
myself.
He said,
Don't worry, Blue. We'll get you some what is it called? Tramp titty stickers soon. Don't worry.
My God.
Titty sticker.
well, he had one yesterday.
He had a what?
What?
He had
You
the I
gave
voted
him a
sticker. He
tramp
put it on
titty
his
sticker?
chest.
Oh, he did have his I
Oh,
voted sticker.
yeah.
He put it on his chest. So
Yeah,
that
that
was
was my titty sticker.
But that's
Yeah.
not eventful. Like
Your
that's
unititty.
that's a meaningful titty sticker. Because there's
Who are
non
we- who are
there's
we rating with the
non-important
bumper
titty
Trump
stickers,
titties?
but like
Mia.
you know, voting stickers have meaning. So do pasties. Pasties are also meaningful titty stickers.
So what are we calling it, Kayla?
It's the tramp titty sticker.
Tramp titty sticker raid. Okay.
Yeah, I keep accidentally
God.
saying Trump titty sticker, and I'm not
please.
okay with
No.
it.
I don't
No.
want that here.
Tramp. You're done. You're done. Immediately. Tramp titty sticker raid to Mia. So if you're over here on TikTok, you're going to go to Mia. Twitch, if you guys have YouTubes or TikToks, come over here and we can go raid Mia. YouTube, I will send you there. I already have it set up, so you are sent there. Thank you to Izzy. Thank you to Peter. Thank you to Jason. Thank you to Olive for getting me down to 79.25. I appreciate it. We couldn't quite get there. We couldn't even get halfway, but you guys like killed it and beyond on the like. She's on YouTube already, so maybe it's just taking her a minute for the tickety talk. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. There she is. She is now. She just showed up. But thank you guys for knocking the crap out of the likes. I appreciate it so much. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, whatever time that is for you. You want her at, I can spell. Maniacal Mia. So we're going to go to TikTok and we're going to raid Maniacal Mia, do a tramp titty sticker raid or what, titty tramp, whatever it's called. Whatever it's called. Kayla knows what it's called. All right. I love you all so much. I will see you tomorrow. We will get into more shit. Yes, I do plan to go over the Nick Shirley got kidnapped in Cuba video, just because it's silly at some point. But love y'all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Okay. Bye, you.